This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
What me a judgment in Muna at the same?
My credit between me and my member, the first expose, Mamu. And that expose me for me be I. My son, my district, to be abroad.
Okay.
Media, the first expose me says, 20th July, yeah, that's a new. I can match around 3 a.m. Come on to me now. It is one time was sending messages. Or sending me all the court procedures, rulings, around 3:30. I'm sorry, I make what you saw messages from them. I don't know, so many messages. Go online. Okay, no service voice, no say, or person make us in Sino, no more Diana, Mincino. Incino, even I'm a friend, I'm a chairman. I did not say, what's not make a court. Na, and no. NDC for me, no bar chain. Every physical. Say, how much you say? You the man 20 years. Na, I bet you are more cocoa. Na, the excuse you to Abba say, often say, or Utupoya, Monko, maybe Jimino, because that is the information. And I tell my class, oh. And Favo, and true. They true. It's my friend will be some opinion say, lawyer. Me to me, main Kokota, man, and say, Chairman, no. Kokota, there's an issue bench warrant against you. And you go court, but they are fully candidate. And 20 years there is too much. No, say, lawyer. And the Americans say, no court, but the corner. Did this in the dream. And say, me psyche me out. Because they go from Omakasano, who say they are saying the truth. And you know, they call back the sentence me 20 years. That makes them say, yet. Now, tomorrow today, how do you know that I sentence the truth? They say, no, sir. So, so strong. And I saw it like a channel. And the chairman need to be a corner. And now, about 6:30. And I tell my friend, Mr. Mayor, Mr. They call me now, the case. If I manage to be case now, Airbus with Kazi, yeah, that's fortunate, you know. May send you 300 Ghana cities. Now, Papa plane, now be defended me. Because any other make you back water. They call swear, they be teaching. Now, may the Muslim Yemen, maybe, just meaning before. India, message attempt to me at sending me near with the full show, any audio voice in the and you know, let's say, judge now butcher man to me adjournment no good. Na judge the man conviction. They 20 years no. See, wow. Hey, Imam Boadu. If you know any expose a media man, but judge never judge but also. That Chairman Wontumi.
Hey, now madam, no say NDC for me no ban horonti. You no bet no. No so mo de dey. I said, the information is informed be up there. Okay. I mean, Cassie Mintro.
Who say, you soon be a dealer, you do want to be trouble. What did I say? I just come we are making the actual. The time the catcher men will say, 20 years. I mean, me that time because we say, I'm out 20 years, and I did. I'm back at the back. Me not make sure to come out to be the own 20 years. I won't and that chairman was seeking advice, say, Uncle Court, Nana Monko. Because a woman, I don't shoot the joint. And the Subic person says, I'm going to justice. Oh, the chairman want to be catching and say, oh, the court, me back a can and be video. They didn't want that to be doing the other man. Nama printing, I would have showed the whole world. What happened before Chairman went to the court? He knew the sentencing and he knew that no more years. How come? That solution came to pass. That's because we have a few of them present mama. And the two before they get big, they say, what you say, Chairman Wontumi, you're being genuine. They will now be sort of the move. Now, show your own show work capital. As a matter of the car. I will give the car, say, genetic. That good. What is that? before the ruling and the even sentences, no, there are people in the NDC actually who are aware of not only the provisional, but even the sentences. They have information.
Yes.
So to them, no, they know that Chairman Wontumi will get to the So the question that you ask yourself, say,
lawyer,
no.
Ano me na o kase ya no. Nya information kra me nya na ma me ho adwiri me kase a kire say. Wonim say judge no a sentence Chairman Wontumi endra no. Ni kunu ni ora kanashigbe. Na kanashigbe nso one of the petitioners oma ye Chairman Wontumi do oni Martin Pebu. Na oma ye da accuse Chairman Wontumi the petitioner in fact, and drag a jelly Chairman 20 years, you know. Can I she grab a one tiabe case as a sank jail 25 years? Chairman, can I she be a any justice cocu tales the same. Na and pay me what dreamy. Now, me no case me cramming some obituary. A year judge no papa, a ye. I can I she be was so say aso. Wow.
Now, do you know something? You see the conflict of interest.
Wow.
This is a case where your husband has interest in the case.
Yes.
He got interest.
Yes.
Say, young journalist about to me.
Yes.
Tell me why I chose your judge. And so what communication and this information. So by the time that I can say your petition, look, we need to petition against the judge.
Wow. We say petition. I will say, oh, Wampa. Me no hear interview ni bia. This
information must go on.
Yeah. And to say, can I say, ASA, you know, and a and a judge.
Can you imagine? And then you see, my about her.
Okay.
What do you say? One the first one. I'm a Nikulu, you all this. I'm Nikulu,
okay.
The exposure of the judge is or bullying, na call him 2 times. Na ultimate deny, so we can publicly. We call him on the case, involving the software of Reverend Annan, na judge issue break warrant. Now why not just obey Jenny? Na me say, you know, na because she our court. And I can tell you what the man could be on your hotel. That would be just be a bully. What say? No, bully, even me, the classmates, who so bully me, okay, to me. I mean, even a court on me. Me, court on no one case who court to me. Or the case of the chamber. This is what I say, Ampaw. Oh, you never bad, you know. Let's see class now. Oh, so did it. I'm saying, to say, who class, you know. Or much of money to make it. Say, what do you say, my lord?
Wow.
What do you mean by you saying that? Also, for our sharing with them, say, my lord. And then, came out now. Was that the court? My lord, my lord, we don't say that. Let me tell this. I'm also say, who want to say the number of the video? We are getting a meal. Who then I can say me. And the minute still so. And at the end of the day, no, all cheer or suffering will say, we really crowd politics, we really the da, we really charge us for the Ghana. So nada. In my case, we need to get you can say, yes, and I ever down for you, also for the crowd, the spiritual father. Also for the spiritual father. If you mean that you continue to say, oh, you bully, because we'll be a bully. That's what it does. We bully the way through the trial. That's why we was able to do the trial this month. And the revelation is that this man is the husband. When they say in the home, they were discussing through to this case because that's it.
Yeah.
And she has an interest that Wontumi should be jailed at all costs. Then this expose the person should be hold on it. Let's between the two justices and then quash the ruling. Say it is biased and has no conflict of interest.
Okay.
The NPP should do that immediately. It can mean that information because you cannot have somebody who is interested. Okay.
Councilman, clarification is a year. judge ni nia ba ekunu na yake na shigbe it's a direct but they the same thing.
But it's the same thing. Yeah, the same thing.
Yes.
Because look at the nia ba. Let me say the family should place.
Yeah.
Because they are there.
Yes.
No
na making or any
this issue should be raised. It's very so to say that man has an influence over the judge.
Yes.
Even the way you rule. And then only said this is good. Also, the 20 years ago, I said 25. Can you imagine?
Yes.
This expose must go all out because when Kenasigbe is related to the judge, through marriage, and mistake here. What they say is the truth. So let's look at that angle. But you see, I've read the judgment. Let me educate you. Every judgment, what in the piano, 80% of the judgment is discretionary. What paper is based on law, any evidence. If you're chasing every judge has a potential bias to remove. And that bias, you know, that bias, you know, a judge exhibits it through the proceedings, the conduct, the actions, and then through the written ruling. You are okay, judge, to share. Judge, but in Yano, it's not for the same. Chairman Wontumi accusation, be a demand, you're not direct evidence, yet credible, yet it should be proving the case beyond reasonable doubt. Number one, Chairman Wontumi, again, as I say, be voluntarily say, on your galamsey, no benefit. The evidence is clear that Chairman Wontumi did not be benefited from it, galamsey on his land. The evidence was clear that Chairman Wontumi reported galamsey activities on the land, which were research.
Western Regional Security Council.
There was a formal complaint. Three, there was evidence that says summer text. Forestry protection was that temporal.
Yes.
Were also fighting Chairman Wontumi and allow his own vote also to do that to the land. There was no direct evidence that Chairman Wontumi encouraged or gave the land for galamsey. Now, 7 million. You know, our concession. Now, all your process now, or the land, the mouse say, all your galamsey. One the Ojisica. Oh, yeah. Now, I say, 2 years, one Beniska. And that was the evidence. I mean, Momo to the say, no coca to court to say, Chairman Wontumi the man, you know, Chairman Zika. Number 2, I believe the 2 million also, why you share with me? You know, every reasonable person, every reasonable Ghanaian, but that's what I say. The movement will be the man. No one difficult, no one benefits. And then they say, the man will take a good And you know, the evidence of the motive say, as I say, not in my phone, the galamsey was so, I want to photo, I want to know who so dear, could now we came me, that's awesome. That's a good idea. If they are to me from the evidence, one cohort, within the area was site war. And at the end of the day, research before they take control of the security of the police. It's only as a person, only interest. Some of the scam, no, could be someone penal of concession. I report to by the police station by I tell the court case, what high court I won't be. As to who owns the concession. Yes. The concession is a matter of legal litigation before Secretary High Court. As to who is the owner of the concession. So how come? Say, even the owner of the concession is in dispute. Number two, the person who is alleged to give the concession did not take money, did not benefit. But those who were in the land, to go. You see me just because you want one person. You use you become a lie, you become a testifier. Now, no more law. William, the law say court where you could prove to a court. The accused person, Chairman Wontumi, will need legal responsibility to defend, to prove his innocence. All that in law is required. They say Chairman Wontumi will need evidence to throw doubt on the evidence of the prosecution. It means you are the court so they say, whoa. I mean, I'm say no. Maintain some quite me move to me class BHS and a man benefit and a man James Sika. Someone say man benefit by prosecution between them want to be story. And again, dear, like show me. Eventually, within the two people, he doesn't say really sorry. I say, Obi Omono, anybody.
Yes.
One can say, I think it's like a council, we are dancing. That's a big thing, you know. Analyzing the evidence. Chairman Wontumi raised doubt to say he did not encourage people to go into the site. And that doubt, now I can tell you, in law, it's enough for Chairman Wontumi to get the appeal succeed. It's a minimal prayer and he say there should be immediate filing of appeal, will raise the issue, or even the biasness of the judge can overcome, but relationship between the judge and then Ashibe. It's part of the issue of bias against the judge in an appeal. All this one, the accused didn't know the relationship between the good. Yeah. So, I mean, if you have no now, but it's always himself of the case. Because of what interest, this is a net evidence which we don't come back on appeal. The judge was not clean in terms of how he handled the case. There were interested people behind him. Because what he did, when he said, Okoye declared Chairman Wontumi acquitted and discharged now. Yes. He chose that one. And I can tell you that the appeal is like a success because one, appeal court in the created this classroom. And I think there is no way of thinking. It's difficult to influence a three judge than to influence one judge. And I think there is no opinion. It is the first grounds of appeal. The judgment is against the weight of evidence. A judgment now, and the evidence doesn't support the conviction. And that alone, the court appeal will do justice. And then even a bucket can go to the Supreme Court. And then the issue even the answer that who's out the judge is so biased and I saw plaintiff he was in a hurry to bury justice. Even when in the written address, will say there is a constitutional matter, except who go to everyone now interpreting from who so when book of I say go to the only form she because I say if the judge don't need the authority see now you work with here. Because sometimes we are just say assembly by the percent they down with 24 she also there we pay for the constitutional issue is still a matter of the Supreme Court. And the last place is Supreme Court interpret and satisfy what lawyer for which now I declare the judgment on the vote. So there's hope. My prayer is a court to the collegial vacation. And you find Chairman with the media, women be October, at least after my hearing about. I can't legal vacation. What we can do is that you finally be your nation for a pending appeal.
Okay.
Who can say all NDC is the Biana, you're dealing with you didn't consent, can only finally nation penny appeal.
Yes.
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 And other cases, the judges should be pending appeal. It's we pray say Chairman Wontumi will have that bill pending appeal number out, and we pray say the justice of the land will prevail. But maybe at the end of the day, no, yes, who will try judgment, not judgment, we will criticize you. Because there the BR, we are servants of the people, and now judgment is going here. The only thing we do with them, what do I say? And when they attack your personality, but we can attack your judgment and the ruling. The judgment is free, better just a judgment is small. That's one is allowed. If your judgment is incompetent, better than your judgment is incompetent. If your judgment doesn't make sense, we tell the judgment it makes sense, and then name solves. What do I say? Attacking of the judgment. And to me, the whole judgment, so far say, it is based on bias. Political interest will move because you guys don't have a project of it. There was a time when President Mama was pushing for speedy trial. Okay. But Mama came out in other conversation. They decided to say, I don't know, case is dealing. So when the case is dealing, no. But so Colono is judge. Case is dealing with the fast part, a jailing conference. That's what President Mama said. Also, I could win a jailing.
Okay.
And then President Kasa, only say he has got to consult the Chief Justice on the issue of the name. It is outside Chief Justice also. There is community action at you. You are a supervising and administrative boss. If you know, that when the Chief Justice might either I thought to be corrected, will call the judge to please speed up. And then the political interest is that you see that everything that the judge did was to provide what was happening on social media. The attack on her to speed up the case, led by Kevin Taylor and other people, and a case delay, and a case delay, and a case delay. So they said they got to a time the judge started talking in open court. Blame me at Piakubis. No, or delay case, no. Now, social media, television, so it means that the judge was watching us. Because they are there.
Yes.
They are not watching, but also for her to say, which some of the two sessions, so they say, this will tell me,
I see.
The judge will listen, yes, only listen to public opinion, and then I will ask to the sense, the whole case, that precisely what Ghana changed about 2 case. To the sense, NDC will be at my best. Will be complicated or complicated, say, that you are engaged about to me, or no, you insist to be an NDC member. And all their bets, already. And it can tell you, and you see, we should be very careful what we are doing to the judiciary. And if our judges are not up to the game, when our case will need a month for running political comments, the judge was quiet, the judge was not worried. I said, I could be now, only the near area on the case back or join it. Now, the tweet class in for case to be 7 years. Other cases 8 years, 9 years. Now would you need the 6 months council delay? It shows you the political interest, the political motivation, political judgments, the decision you can describe because of all that has happened. And how they do, expose. Let me tell you, there will be more expose. Let me tell you, what's it? That's going to pass every year. So it's started every year.
Yes.
If it was the first expose here, if it was an expose back, now, so expose we don't trust this current justices. Because they are here.
Yes.
And then, expose here, no competition, power. They will destroy the evidence. So we are waiting MPP to come forward. All the damaging evidence we have against the judiciary. We also make it available for some people to start. We will start removing some people. And the other so.
Lawyer me that say, a brain team that say, planning to change my mamma. We be any besamba. All right, I'm saying Lawyer Maurice Ampaw, and Yatenika or private legal practitioner, and or the account. That's what I'm. Enti ni abeto bia no say
and I should go to the penny
can I should be na yire penny
and kwaku TV
any lawyer kwaku vt and yes an kan kwaku vt ordinary kwaku vt
am so kwaku TV
na fa ayi ude ayi ni to so a on some papa wuye no funeral poster ni penny for say wotwamu a ebisa wase enti no funeral poster no na e wo so na wo hwa obehu say okwa be children ne wono a obehu say after justice her ladyship Justice Audrey Kokuvite. The next one no Mrs. Priscilla Numelo, means the dini Numelo Ashibe. Ono na ye Kenashibe. Na okọ decide abehu in-laws no so ho. In-laws no engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashibe. Ana ono no any Mr. Celia Thomas who said Thompson ana ewo ho. Enti ora Kenashibe. Na yire pani ena ye judge na ndro de Chairman Wontumi tum no. Kenashibe nso no one of the petitioners. Petition say yenfa Chairman Wontumi entum. And the leading advocacy eto aso as yenfa Chairman Wontumi tum. Na ndro de Chairman Wontumi tum wie no. Osan ba abonten be kan say 20 years ni so. Engineer san ke ma Chairman Wontumi 25 years. Enti Kenashibe ena na yire penny and a Chairman Wontumi atumi. Kenashibe nso petitioner.
Okay.
Kenashibe petitioner. Ena oma ye ne yire penny edi Chairman Wontumi aiden edi atum. Nti we no conflict of interest. We ka say enye ne yire direct ne yire. Now say kra ne yire penny. Nti conflict of interest.
Abra wo chi Yesu no. Na yodin ko gina amradfo nanim no. Ba kokora de no hu se Dabi papa we ni tanti no de na ba wonye boni bia. But se beye na obeye de be so oman na nti de nipa no pese o moye nti no. Bia no fo. De akosui NDC fo padwuma ye de Mahamant ni ama wo mu bi. Na if do mo kire Chairman Wontumi so wo hwese de commentary koso de omo yom ho social media so a the NDC supporters no pen say omo de Chairman Wontumi betum enti ene ye ba ye ntumi ama madwuma ama mo bu ofu ye nya de ba akoma beto mo yem ne be ma ebufuo no kra mo bu ofu ye nse ye ntumi ama madwuma no eno no e be kofom no ene ye fa Chairman Wontumi entum ma wo no mo enti dia womo ayen enura no eye nyema bebiri omo ni so mo yesa party manakoma beto mo yem because Chairman Wontumi the NDC from penasem but say we your mampani we your judge we your whatever now ni say o man na yetimu no ye the constitution ane ye mra horo na ye dwuma na so de o mfa no nya dwuma na emom wo de the party for pe ene de wan kasa wo pe abaya dwuma there is God na Debi ana obu be no se de nantwe podua anka ne patch no aba din se betumi aka konfo nsem na emwo wase obi a wasua akosua history die asa hu se uye bibia obe apply history na usua ye no idi ami ena obi say the finance minister say hwan obi say na say mi say sikasemi no ka so this time you get the sikano are useless o. Was he Uganda security useless as toilet paper? No, I catch any the soldier neighbor because say, hey, take him, go and do to him as we do to toilet paper. And they did me away.
Yes.
Say, and I guess, Baba. Okay, I meant to be film. Say, Yamia,
all the tea acquired, and say, you bet me a coca crunch, you bet me, you bet me, Yamia, what appeal. No, because they say appeal, no one put a ya say appeal in decide the ya still not Chairman Wontumi a bishop prison.
For bail,
you bet my apply for bail. Now, me yammy case and ambassador be the ban. Maslock,
yes,
said na Tamakulu, see you or background for no. Or no, your bomuko is more security. One ne director of operations, Daniel Lazim. Kwaku, ye jelly said na Tamakulu 10 years. Dan Lazim 5 years. Ye jelly no. Wako appeal last year. Wako appeal no na yin yasem na and wako apply for bail.
And your money bill.
In fact, or the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Supreme Court a money bill. A man a 500,000 he say bill condition. Eric, a give your patch me that also fatos na me the amount. Fatos in here now he says the president the day aha intino the man no fatoso say I already inquired there the shebo one say was saying said na Tamaklo's co-convict gets Supreme Court bail in Maslock case. We date the crumple himfa. We date no. Me can't sorry na me who date no. It's no. Who say you say said na Tamaklo's co-convict gets Supreme Court bail in the Maslock case. You know, I don't know. Correct. Afi ya story ni was saying. Oh, okay, the first paragraph no anye. But I mean, say unhappy with his imprisonment in April 2024, the former head of operations of Maslock, through his lawyers led by Augustus Obuo, lodged an appeal against the conviction and the sentence. However, the appeal initiated over a year ago has stalled, leading his lawyers to file an application for bail pending appeal, having already served nearly 2 calendar years of his 5-year incarceration. On Wednesday, 14 January 2026, a 5-member panel of the Supreme Court, presided over by Justice Boadu Tanko, granted him bail in the amount of 500,000 Ghana cedis. In addition to the bail amount, he is required to provide 2 sureties, one of whom must be justified with landed property. Menoka said that lazim
be condition you know 1 million.
There be the Supreme Court and
1 million.
There be no convict.
Yet me 50 million to be.
Yes, Supreme Court there no 500,000 pay. Kwaku Menoka say Daniel Azim ye jail no 5 years no. What if you 1 year ni? Yeah. Or you na appeal no ho asem. It's hard you judicial be.
Okay.